Good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Well, welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description and email me, and I will hook you up. Tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. It's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you truly want to see what's up. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated, okay? They are not required, but yes, they are appreciated. Collective, we're starting off with the energy of beyond life and death, beyond death and life, okay? And so clearly, Spirit is conveying to you that there is more than what meets the eye. There is more for you to learn. There is more for you to have a growing and understanding of. There is more behind the curtain. We all have our own personal simulations. We are all miniature small worlds living within a bigger whole. And on a daily, we are individually, uniquely, divinely, as we are created, finding our own way. You know, we're moving at our own pace individually. Okay. And so Spirit is conveying with this card, it says beyond death and life. Spirit is conveying that the journey is continuous, you know. There is no death, okay? Mm-hmm. There is no separation, that the journey is continuous. When a person transitions from planet Earth, they simply move on to another dimension. They leave this fleshly suit that we are in, our avatar, and they move on, they move forward. And just because you may be someone who have an understanding of what I'm trying to convey, or maybe you don't, it does not make you any less of a person. It just means, and it feels like sources wanting you to go deeper within yourself and be willing to have an open mind and an open heart. And possibly you may want to study, you know, some esoteric wisdom or knowledge. You may want to do some research. You may want to go deeper. You may want to go, in an unorthodox way or method, Spirit is saying, maybe in a non-traditional way of studying and doing research, because I'm picking up on someone who is desiring to know more, someone who would like to learn more, you know, about the process of life transitioning, why we are here, you know, finding your purpose. How do you find your purpose? I'm also picking up on someone who would like to learn about meditation, you know, what meditation is, you know, how to center yourself. You are desiring to learn and know more. And this is because you are having a spiritual nudge. And so you are answering the call. You're not ignoring it. You are answering the call. I'm picking up on an energy that is ready to learn and know more. You have an understanding that there is more than just the day-to-day mundane things to be involved in. You have a clear understanding that there is more than just going to sleep, going to work, dropping the kids off, hanging out on the weekends, celebrating the hula days. I call them hula days because the hula hoops in a circle. And in my opinion, just the worship of hula days keeps one in a circle, but that's my opinion, okay? But all are welcome on this channel once again, but that's just my opinion. So instead of holidays, I like to be sarcastic. Yes, I'm very funny and witty on this channel, and I call it the hula days, you know, like a circle, okay? And so to each his own, you know, we all have free will to worship and believe and study, be involved or entangled or live this life however we please. But yes, Spirit is saying there is more than what meets the eye. There are other things happening, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. But the fact that this is, you're feeling intrigued. I'm picking up collective. You're feeling very intrigued to know more. And this is wonderful. I'm feeling a lot of excitement. And when I say excitement, I'm not talking about anxiety. Someone who's very passionate and willing to be open to learn more. Okay. You're even willing to be the first one, possibly out of your family, out of a friend group, or maybe out of your lineage, okay? It's different for everyone, okay? To maybe partake in a particular cultural or religious belief or practice. You want to learn about different cultures and different religions, and you know, you are just interested in learning about different facets of life, and this is wonderful, okay? I'm picking up that someone is saying, I want to be aware. I want to be aware. And that is wonderful. Okay. So I'm not picking up on someone who wants to learn maybe how to do rituals to harm other people. No, you're someone who is open to learn and receive new information and knowledge so that you are more aware of what's going on, inside of you as well as outside of you. Okay. And the next card we have here is beyond the threshold of fear. And as I just said, you're willing to go beyond the threshold of fear. And so we know that fear does not exist. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's just what you make up in your mind. If you feed the fears, they will generate, they will be created. Okay. All right, just like when people say the devil did it, who is the devil? Something that you have been told, something that has been forced and projected onto you, an image that has been given to you, maybe from a small child throughout your adulthood. You have been given an image, okay, and you have chosen to go along with the NLP. You have chosen to go along with the neurological linguistic programming. As long as someone is throwing something at you, you have chosen to call this figure here something evil, okay? Because devil spelled backwards is the word what? Lived. So you have chosen to accept the programming to make you feel and think that this picture is evil. As a matter of fact, whenever, people see someone, with the color red and they have horns, they assume that it's negative, that it's all bad. And it comes from programming. It comes from, following the trendy conversations and the ideas that have been projected onto us throughout our childhood. And it's okay because we all have undergone some sort of programming, okay? It's part of the process in the matrix here on the planted earth as we are planted here as human beings. And no two humans are alike. We will all undergo some form of programming. But it looks like you are having an awakening. You are having an experience that is nudging you to let you know you are right. So it's being confirmed. You're receiving not a coincidence, but confirmation through this read collective that yes, there is more than what meets your two eyes. There is more popping off and hopping off behind the curtain. And so, many are called, but very few, choose to even answer the call, but I'm picking up that you are ready for this. You were chosen for this. And you're someone, I hear I'm not giving up, who's not giving up, okay? And so you're ready to go along and walk along and study this path that, that is less traveled. Very few, choose to take this route and stay 10 toes down and prepare to live and stand in their authenticity. Because as you go down this path of the unknown, you will have to allow the unlearning to pursue you. You will have to allow the process of the unlearning to pursue you, collective. That's what I mean when I say you have to have an open heart and an open mind. And so the things that you learned or maybe you were taught was negative or evil, you will learn that it was all a lie. And so as the truth is revealed and the lies begin to appear in your life on this mission, the Spirit is saying you're very ready and prepared for this. You could be saying while you're reading this, I'm aware of that. I know that already. Okay, well, it's just being, reintroduced. Okay. And so maybe you have people around you whom you feel you cannot maybe converse with or have conversations regarding the topics that I am mentioning. Maybe you feel like an outsider, a black sheep of your family. Maybe you've never witnessed or you have no one to maybe confide in or even have these kind of conversations because they possibly or most likely would call you crazy, call you weird. Something's wrong with you. What are you talking about? What's the other one? I don't believe in that. But I received a major download today and I was supposed to do a video on it and I am. And the message was, we spend our lives making a lot of major critical decisions based on someone just telling us what to do. whether it's from a physician, whether it's from someone in our family, whether it's, what major you're going to take up in college, should you not get married, what condition your life or your well-being is, what condition your life or your well-being is in. On many levels, we spend our entire lives, the whole world, okay, what I'm saying applies to everyone, believing and making decisions based on what we are told from someone. There are people who choose to attend church because they were told to go to church. Okay. They were told this. Now, I'm not saying to attend church is bad. There is nothing wrong with any church. There's nothing wrong with any culture, with any religion. There is nothing wrong with none of that, but I'm using it as an example. There are people who actually attend because they saw other people do it in their family. As a matter of fact, there are some people who will admit to you and tell you, I don't know why I go. I just go because, hey, I saw everybody else go. Okay. And so Spirit is saying on that fact alone, when I received that download, is that if you're willing to trust total strangers with your life, your safety, and your well-being, it's time for us to trust within ourselves and to go within and start to work on our confidence and connecting with our higher self and our intuition. It does not happen overnight. It's a different process for everyone. But Spirit is saying it's time. It's time for us to connect, to utilize our gifts, and to trust ourselves and to go within, everything that is required or being requested in your life or of you is within. The answers are within. And we've spent so much time taking advice, and making decisions based on what someone outside of us has instructed us to do, on many levels, when it comes to life. I'm going to narrow it down because this topic is so broad here, but I do have a video that I'm going to create and upload. But either way, there's no time like the present to begin working on trusting in yourself, and grounding yourself and making sure you're staying spiritually inclined and in tune. Doesn't matter what your belief is, but Source is saying it's time, and I'm picking up these cards are perfect. As I was shuffling, they were right there. And, Source said, yes, these two right here. And I'm like, wow, these cards actually match the download that I received. And so congratulations, to this path, to this journey, to the acceptance of who you are. And so you are ready to find out what your divine purpose is. You are ready to meet your higher self. You are ready to put in the work. You are ready to do the walk and not just talk the talk. There's a big difference, we can talk all day about what we want to do, but how many collective are actually putting in the work? How many are actually taking action to make these changes happen? How many, how many? So this is very beautiful. I feel a lot of beautiful energy here. Lots of beautiful energy here. Beautiful. Congratulations to you. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi, okay? All right. Oh. Okay, so we're starting off with the Viking of Horns, okay? The 5 Viking of Horns. And so possibly there could be people trying to get you to second guess yourself, get you to turn your head, get you to believe or think that the path that you are on, your belief system, this new area of study, this new way of life, of being, doing, and existing is wrong. And so Spirit is saying to prepare yourself to, number one, allow people to fall to the side, allow people to lose contact with you, allow it to happen because they are revealing that they didn't belong in your life in the first place. No one should be requesting of you not to be your true, authentic self. Spirit is saying no one should be requesting that of you. And so when these things begin to happen, Spirit is saying be thankful, be grateful. When people fall to the side, maybe they stop contacting you, maybe they not show up. Maybe you are not invited to gatherings. These things are supposed to happen intentionally, and often people internalize these things and they take it as a negative. They'll call up the person or they'll go searching for why haven't you called me? Where have you been? Listen, Linda, let these people fall to the side. Your spirit team is moving things in spaces and places that the human eye cannot understand. So let these people be so occupied that they fall to the wayside while you are learning and growing and expanding and building you on yourself, and walking into your purpose. And so source is moving these people and places and things out of the way because you're working on your purpose. And they don't want anyone tainting your energy. They don't want anyone intercepting your growth or your development. Okay. The next card we have here is the Five of Bibles here. And so you no longer have to plead your case to anyone. You no longer have to beg anyone to respect you, to honor you, to notice you. I'm picking up someone who has been in a family or maybe a group of friends where you feel, as I mentioned, left out, out of the ordinary, just not comfortable. You've never felt comfortable around your own family. And this could have been painful for you. And your family could be well aware of what they were doing. Those who chose to maybe disregard you, disrespect you, maybe steal from you. I'm picking up someone had family steal from them. This could be money. This could be inheritance. This could be your innocence. Okay. Put that where that resonates. It's not for everybody. This could be your innocence. Okay. But that is all over now because you're choosing to separate yourself. You're choosing to change your world. You trust and know that there is more. There is more beyond death and life. There's a lot in between and beyond, and you're ready to learn more. You're ready to be that person. Okay. I'm hearing I'll be that. I'll be that. That's an old song. I forgot who sang that. I'll be that. I believe it's a rap song. But yes, you're ready for something different and as you should, okay? And so you're moving past your fears, okay? You can't quite put your finger on it, but you are for sure that what you have thought or felt you were afraid of, that it is all a lie and an illusion. You can't quite put your finger on what it is, but there's something nudging you, like tapping you on the shoulder, like, hey, collective, this isn't real, right? This is an illusion, right? And so whatever it may have been that you have feared in the past as well, that is getting ready to close out for you as you grow through this process of unlearning, okay? You will find that the things that you thought were to be feared were things to possibly purposely and intentionally inflict stagnation onto your life. So you will feel like you're caged in, as if there's no way out. But that is all a lie. Because male or female, you are the emperor. You are on your throne. You are the leader. You are in authority of your life, and you do have a say so. Believe it or not, collective, you do have a say so in your life. Yes, there is a higher power. There is a creator, source, God creator, but you do have a say so in what you will and will not accept in your life. And you are not indebted to this family. Some people feel that they need and have to stay. Some people feel that they are indebted to their family, even if they have inflicted harm or abuse or misfortune onto them. There are people who will choose to stay and continue to offer themselves as a self-sacrificial lamb just because they have been that NLP program to think that this is family, I must stay. No, Spirit is saying with the four of Viking horns, it is time for rest. It is time for you to rejuvenate and come away from the hatred, the betrayal, the backstabbing, the toxicity, the lies, the non-supportive energy, okay? The narcissistic tendencies and tactics. It's time to come away from that. It's time for you to rest and time for you to rejuvenate and work on things that you desire, things that will make you happy. It doesn't make sense to stick around where you are not celebrated, but they're tolerating you. You want to be celebrated, not tolerated. It's very dangerous to assert yourself constantly in any environment, knowing that you're not wanted there. And like I said, people will choose to stay for many reasons. Oh, we got kids together. Oh, when I saved this money. Oh, I've been knowing them for so long. Oh, we've been together so long. Oh, we've been through so much. People will tell themselves all kind of excuses when they are not ready for change. But there is nowhere where it is written where it say, thou shalt continue to be stupid or dumb. Thou shalt continue to sacrifice themselves. Thou shalt put themselves on the back burner. It is written nowhere. I haven't seen it, and I doubt it if it exists. I doubt it if it exists. This is not what your ancestor wants for you. This is not what the Most High wants for you. You are worthy. You are the MVP. You are, worthy of being treated with respect and admiration, and to receive some kind of positive reciprocity in your life. It does not have to be a one-sided situation, like an imbalanced Libra. You do not want a one-sided situation where the scales are tipped. Okay, we know Libra is about justice, for all parties involved, fairness, And so, and Libra also rules relationships. So maybe I'm picking up on someone who has Libra in their chart, regardless of what's out here. I'm just channeling right now, but Source wants you to prepare to let these people fall to the side. Hold your head up high and stay 10 toes down. You are supported and you are being protected. And that's why we're closing out with the beautiful sun energy. This represents abundance and prosperity and lots of success, okay? Lots of clarity, lots of vitality and happiness in your life, okay? So that means for the sun card to come out, you have the Emperor out here, and also the Four of Vikings. Spirit is saying for you to rest. You can rest because you are supported. You are supported. You can rest. You are supported. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to worry about. Okay, just allow the process to take its course, Don't fight the feeling, okay? Because people will, it's just the truth. Sad to say, people will try to make you feel as if what you are saying or doing is stupid. It doesn't make sense. It's wrong. You're not going to be accepted. You're less loved. And that's far from the truth. They are all lies. Everything I just named are lies. You are loved. You are worthy. There are no stupid ideas. And whatever it is, desires you have in your heart, that you want to accomplish collective, Spirit wants you to move and work towards that. Focus on the people, places, and things that support you. Focus on the people, places, and things that love you, that lift you up, that inspire you. Okay, and you will see that your feelings on a day-to-day, the momentum will increase, and it will open up a lot of opportunities as well, to give you access and shift your perception. And once that perception is shifted, your mental faculties will receive so much clarity, and what you thought wasn't there. For example, maybe you're someone, I don't know, you're looking to buy a house and you want it to be a certain price in a certain neighborhood with resources. You may have been looking, but you just can't find it, but you begin working on yourself one day at a time at your own pace. And before you know it, you're remaining grateful. You're doing your affirmations. You're doing your grounding work. You'll find what you're looking for, because while you were working on yourself, your spirit team was working for you. While you were working on yourself, the Most High was working for you, moving things in spaces and places that the human eye is not ready to understand, but it is for your highest good. Things have to be moved around accordingly, like chess pieces here on the planet Earth. But see, that's another level of thinking. That's another level of perception, of being able to have that particular viewpoint for a person to even understand what I'm trying to convey in this message here. Okay, there is a lot popping. Okay, there are people popping their ish, living their life and needing help just to carry the bag to the bank. They're needing help. There are people living their best life, not only when it comes to finances. There are people out here very successful and happy. It is not fake. It is not a facade. It is not pretend. Yes, there is a whole new world outside of what you think. There is a whole new world. It's the truth. So you can choose to either stay where you've been or just go beyond it. Stay where you've been or go beyond it. The choice is yours. We all have free will each and every day of our lives, As I was just saying, you either stay with this unhealthy situation With these people, these connections in your family who are non-supportive, they can't be trusted. They don't want to see you happy, or you move beyond it. You separate yourself, and not with anger, not with bitterness, but forgiving them and forgiving yourself. And as I always remind people, in order to forgive someone, you do not have to be in their presence. You do not need to communicate with them. You can forgive a person and move forward wholeheartedly. That's between you and the divine. You can surrender it and release it and confess with your heck up. I surrender this. I forgive this person. I choose to move on. And anything else you want to add to it, add to it. If you want to add a burning bowl ritual, do that. Do that. Okay. But, for those who feel, well, there are some people who say, look, I don't want to be in contact, but I do want to move on and forgive. You can forgive a person without being in their presence. You do not have to call nobody up or go over their house or DM them. See, those are things that the mundane day-to-day sheep will tell themselves. We will give ourselves excuses to reconnect to things that don't serve us for our highest good. Let me just say that. Yes, I'm saying it. People in general, we will, because I've done it in my lifetime, we will tell ourselves and give ourselves excuses to reattach to things that don't serve us for our highest good. You don't need to meet up with nobody to forgive them. You don't need to pull up to their house. You don't need to DM them. You don't need to call them. You can just have that conversation between you and the divine. And whatever else you want to do that works for you is fine. You don't need to reattach. And if you choose to, that's something you want to do. But there are people who are in situations, where it's unsafe. I'm just saying it's not safe for them to reconnect or be in certain people's, not just family, it could be friends, ex-lover, ex-husband, ex-wife, whomever have left a negative imprint on you. You could be saying, look, I can't meet up with them. You probably have 4, 5, 6 PPOs against that person. Okay. But it's possible. It can all be done. What else the collective needs to know about this path, this mission? Oh, wow. That's a lot. But I'm going to take it. I am. I'm going to take it. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And so the first card that we have here is the 3 of Cups, and it's upside down. It says unsocial, cancel plans, bad friends. Okay. So this is what you are leaving behind. Okay. People who are unsociable, people whom you can't be social with, you cannot trust in. Okay. But it's time for you to get back to yourself with the Page of Coins. It says young but grounded, solid beginning and a strong foundation. So this represents you having a strong foundation, okay? A solid beginning. Moving forward towards progress, living the life you love. And yes, it's going to feel different. Spirit is saying it's going to feel different. So don't feed the fears. Don't, create stagnation because, maybe you're invited to an event. I'm just using for an example. Maybe you've never been to a black tie event, or you've never been to a white party, or you've never been to a banquet dinner and they want you to wear a ball gown. And you're like, I've never done that. I'm not going to no dinner. They want me to wear a ball gown. What do they mean? I'm just using that for an example. Or maybe you go to a restaurant, you're invited out to dinner, and maybe the food on the menu does not look familiar to you because these are foods that you've never had. It does not mean for you to say yes to every invite, but Spirit is saying for you to step outside of your comfort zone because you never know, collective, where your goal lies. And so while you're on this mission of, learning your higher self and preparing to walk in your purpose, you're going to be given access. People, places, and things will be strategically. And that's where your spirit team, that's where Source is working on your behalf, moving the chess pieces around in your path. While you're doing the work, they're going to do the work. Now, it's not going to just drop in your lap and you do nothing. No, you're going to stay consistent and confident in what you're working on. And your spirit team is going to do their half. And so when opportunities come up, do not disregard or be afraid. Do not feed the fears, Spirit is saying. Go ahead and do something that you have never done. Go ahead and accept the healing and the renewal because you are the star. And it's time for you to shine bright like the diamond that you are. You don't need anyone to tell you this. This is who you are. You're receiving confirmation, not a coincidence, through to this read. And so go ahead, accept moving forward to calmer waters. And you don't have to look back there, but you're looking back at all that you are leaving behind. You're very proud of yourself. Okay. You're very enthusiastic about this new journey. Keep that same energy, Spirit is saying. Life is not perfect for anyone. This journey is not going to be perfect. You will be tested. You will be tested. So don't take it for granted. But you're looking back, at all that you have left behind. It's time to move forward. You know how many people choose to stay in these bad situations and never separate, and they will perish from the planet Earth with the shoulda, woulda, coulda theory? There are people who just choose to stay and accept the abuse, the neglect, the mistreatment, the disrespect, and they just sit and have a pity party their whole life. But you're not, okay? With the beautiful Knight of Wands here, it says, fearless, a risk taker, a free spirit. This is you. You are now a free spirit and a risk taker. That's because you chose to leave it all behind. Okay? You like, ooh, I thought that'd never be over with. I'm glad I ain't there no more. Ooh, wait, I can't believe I stayed so long. I can't believe it. Make sure that you're constantly working on progress. Make sure you're keeping your vibration high. Only surround yourself with people, places, and things that uplift you. Allow the unlearning to begin. Let it flow. Let go. Surrender. And do this constantly. Let it flow. Let go. And surrender what's out of your control. Do not allow anyone to derail you. Do not allow anyone to tell you that your ideas, I'm picking up on someone who wants to build or create or some kind of entrepreneur, and someone saying that's not going to work. Nobody's going to buy that. What do trying to create and plant seeds of doubt. When someone shows you that, they are revealing to you that they don't belong around you. And so there's no need to become confrontational. Simply remove yourself from the equation. Simply remove yourself from the equation. Okay, and so each and every time you come up against that familiar hating petty label energy, someone drinking haterade or spraying it on. Some people drink the haterade and others like to spray it on from head to toe. Okay, and that's when you have those experiences from total strangers, unwarranted hatred. You're not doing nothing to them. They don't know you. You don't know them. But just your pure existence, it just make their nose twitch. It just gives them a headache just because they see you. That's low vibrational and that's negative, and that's a them problem. It has nothing to do with you. But make sure that you're staying 10 toes down your authenticity, letting flow, letting go, and surrender what's out of your control. Because this is your breakthrough with the Ace of Wands. This is your clarity. This is your moment. This is your moment. And so make good use of it. Later.